welcome to the Creatively Challenged podcast, where we talk entertainment news and random topics we bring to this $34 card table. I'm one of your hosts, Ryan Nolan, and I'm here with my friend Mike Stuglis. How you doing today, Mike?
Hello.
It's snowing here in Columbia for the first time all winter.
Well, we didn't spend December here.
Oh,
yeah,
you
but
didn't?
it still didn't snow.
Okay.
Still didn't snow.
And that man seated across from me is Danny Stewart. Dan, how you doing?
It's time to show Kong that man is king, Ryan.
Samuel L. Jackson?
Yes.
In the new Kong movie. We've
Yes.
got a review on that coming up later in the podcast.
Yes.
Dan, can you take us into the news this week?
Yeah, I'll kick it off.
All right, Dan's going to take the news this week. Let's do it.
So, our first topic in the news stratosphere is that the It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia season 12 finale was on Wednesday night, and Glenn Howerton, who plays Dennis Reynolds in It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, is doing another show for CBS with Patton Oswalt, and the way they ended off the It's Always Sunny season, it kind of seems like he might not come back to It's Always Sunny. Now, we all watched the show.
Yes.
Dennis is one of my favorite characters.
He's definitely evolved, like, the most evolved since the beginning.
Yeah.
Like, his character has gotten progressively, like, so much more funnier.
But I honestly think the show would be worse without any member of that cast. So, all of them have said they want to do it for a long time.
Yeah.
And the most recent time they've said that was Charlie Day was on Conan a couple weeks ago promoting Fist Fight. And he said, I want to do it for a very long time. But now they end the season off like that, and we're kind of unsure about Glenn Howerton. So,
And in an interview, Glenn said he is unsure if he's coming back. So that, like, again, furthers the speculation.
But I mean, think about any famous show when one of the central cast members left. It never was the same.
No, Michael Scott leaving
Yeah,
The Office.
exactly. I was just gonna say The Office wasn't the same show. It still was entertaining, and I'm sure like a lot of people liked it, but it's just not the same show at the end of the day. And I think if Glenn Howerton's really leaving, that's gonna make the show suffer.
and
Yeah, you go ahead, Dan.
in honesty, too, I mean, the first season of the show is what, like 4 or 5 episodes?
6, I think.
And Frank Reynolds isn't in it at all, and that's Danny DeVito's character. And he changes the show. Now, those first 6 episodes are really funny, but you still have that core 4. You have Dennis, Mac, Charlie, and Dee, and I think Danny DeVito pushes the show to a whole new level, but that first season didn't have him. But going forward, you do have Danny DeVito. He wants to do it for a long time too, until he
dies.
until he's dead. But the show, I think, will completely suffer if Glenn Howerton leaves.
Yeah.
I am 100% with you, and I really, really don't. What I'd like them to, if they all want to go their separate directions, do one more season. Doesn't have to be 10 episodes like they've been doing. If you want to chop it down like they did in the first season, 6 or whatever, just wrap it. You know, the show doesn't need to be wrapped up. It's Always Sunny, and it's not like serial episodes, but it would be tough to see the cast get dismembered and them just go on. I'd rather just see them wrap up the show before continuing.
Time will tell. Time will tell.
Yeah, great show, one of my favorites, and I hope it goes on. But if not, I hope they wrap it up right.
It has been 12 seasons.
Yeah. All right, next topic here. Netflix is reportedly working on a choose-your-own-adventure style of programming, and there's no word on what they're using it for yet or what show they're going to do, whether they're going to do original shows with it or add it on to others. I don't know. Ryan, you're the expert on this topic. Let's hear what you have to say about this.
Explain it to everyone and then kind of your thoughts on it.
So, I mean, this story comes to us this week from ScreenCrush.com. It's one of the news sites I get a lot of my news from this show. And so it's just been reported that they are testing this material. And so for those that don't know what Choose Your Own Adventure is, a lot of times it's used in books. If a character might come to make a decision, it's really interesting. Guess you could turn to a page and the story carries on from the decision that you made. And so if that is implemented into Netflix programming, I think that could be really cool. I think it's really only going to be in their original programming, and they're probably going to start by just maybe doing one episode of some sort of original show with the ability to make a choice on how the rest of the episode goes, because the production for that would cost so much money to film possibly 3 different scenarios on how the episode goes, and to just make like a whole first season for a show would be really risky. So I think we're going to see in either like one of their great original shows, like Orange and the New Black possibly, they're going to do a choose your own adventure style story. So we'll have an episode where you get to choose how the episode goes, and that'd be really interesting. I think we do kind of need a new sort of revolution how we consume entertainment, and I think this would be a really great way of expanding the way we entertain ourselves.
I don't disagree. It just seems like a hassle. Like,
Oh, okay.
it seems like it would be really, really hard to pull off. And I could like totally see them like, okay, choose this adventure, but then like, couldn't you see it being like the tone in the story gets fucked up and it's not linear anymore or something like that? Like, I feel like a lot of thought would have to go into this. And like you said, starting off with probably 1 episode is the way to go.
Yeah, just test.
I don't have like a ton of opinions on this because I just think it's risky, has a lot of great opportunities, but it's tough to see because it hasn't been done before, so it's kind of hard to predict.
Yeah.
I just, kind of don't want somebody else to have control, or like like I'm sitting there watching a Netflix show, and say somebody comes in and they're like, "Oh, hey, let's do the choose your own adventure theme." And they talk like that, and that pisses me off already. But then they want to choose it.
Why are you
different.
hanging out with that
I
person?
don't know. I don't hang out with anybody who sounds like that. But this is a hypothetical situation. So this asshole walks in, he sounds like that. It already ruined my day. And then, I'm trying to choose the good adventure. Like the fucking. Well, I don't want it to happen to Stranger Things at all.
It might not. It might.
Yeah, if it does, I don't know. I'd be pissed. But. I come in and I want to choose the cool adventure, and this guy wants to know what happens if, he did throw away the tissue. Mm-hmm. And I don't fucking give a shit about that, fuck that guy.
It seems like it'd be a good party game almost. If you're with a lot of your friends, you know what I'm saying?
So
it seems
it's less about like a serious entertainment show, instead it's a fun thing you could do on your own. It's not
it's
gonna
more
be
of
like
like
a
playing a
show.
board game where
I like that.
you pick up a card and you're like, this is what happens, this is what you're faced with. I feel like it's more of it feels more like a social thing.
Yeah, but then also, if you're the production company, Netflix, you're filming an episode 4 or 5 times that all end in a different way. Mm-hmm. That's gotta suck ass for the actors. That's gotta suck ass for the director. And that's very time-consuming if you're putting money into this project. So it's kind of a huge deal if it is getting off the ground. I'm interested to see it, considering how much work would go into it. But I don't know if it's the right thing, But Netflix is obviously one of the new big entertainment companies, and they've been very successful with their stuff in the past. And as we talked about last week, they have The Irishman now, so they've got a lot of budget to do a lot of things, and I'm glad to see they're trying new stuff,
Yeah, this might never see the light of day. I just thought it was a really interesting way of Netflix kind of shaking the ground here and changing up the form.
Yeah.
What else have we got this week, Dan?
Michael Kenneth Williams, who some of you may know as Omar Little in The Wire, has signed on to the Han Solo film. And I would think, because of how menacing this guy can be as an actor. We've watched the first season and a half of The Wire. Mike and I are working on it. And Omar he's the best character. Is the best character, without a doubt. And Michael Kenneth Williams is a great actor. Kind of does small roles here and there. He's known for The Wire, but, he's kind of just a face in the crowd. But now getting involved in Star Wars, he can kind of jump to new heights and do something like that. And especially in a Han Solo film, I kind of expect him to play a type of character like he does in The Wire as Omar, just kind of like a badass who's got Two-Face, I
can totally see him. He's rumored to be the villain. I can totally see him pulling that off as a like Han Solo. He's such a quirky character, and he delivers these great lines. If you watch The Wire, that's what Michael Kenneth Williams thrives at. He's very quotable, and I could see them having a great back and forth. And he also can play the badass. So I think the opportunities of him playing a villain is just so cool, and maybe giving light to an actor that might not be as well known as he should be, in my opinion. And he's been in other stuff too. He's been in The Night of, Boardwalk Empire. He's been in a lot of really acclaimed television shows. Not a lot of huge movie roles, and I'm excited to see what he can do because,
Hey, man, Omar coming.
yeah, that's what you get. And then he's whistling down the street with a sawed-off shotgun. I
Yeah.
think the possibilities of him being in a Star Wars film are pretty awesome, and I would love to see him play a bounty hunter going after Solo or something, or with a vendetta. I think that'd be awesome.
That'd be awesome, and I'm incredibly excited for that film. But as we discussed last week, I still hope that Boba Fett is involved. Even with this Michael Kenneth Williams signing, and he's reportedly playing the villain, I still want Boba Fett in it. That is my one Han Solo.
We'll get something.
Yeah, they're not going to
Some fan service will be done.
You're not going to not have Boba Fett, I think. So that's inevitable. I'm happy about the Michael Kenneth Williams signing, but, Disney, Star Wars, they know what they're doing. They've done well so far, so we'll see.
And what's next?
Well, our final news topic, the Game of Thrones Season 7 teaser trailer dropped on Thursday, and holy shit, I am so excited. July 16th. That weekend is going to be insane. War of the Planet of the Apes comes out on Saturday or Friday, and then Game of Thrones will be on Sunday, and that's going to be a fun-filled weekend full of fucking blood and Woody Harrelson and Jon Snow and all that other fucking jazz, and it's going to be great. I am so excited. But what did you guys think about the trailer, and maybe just small, what you want for Season 7?
So it was a teaser trailer. It didn't give you any story. It gave you quotes from the past, which I thought were incorporated really cool. I loved the artwork of the sigils all battling each other. You had they're sitting above Dan's head right now. I got all the house flags in my
Nice
room.
arts.
And yeah, I thought it was a cool trailer, a nice tease, and I liked at the end because I've been wondering for a while if the White Walkers are going to be integral in this season. I wasn't sure if they're going to be more important in this season or the last season. And they give you a little tease at the end of a White Walker eye, so it kind of looks like that story may be getting pushed forward a little more in this season. So yeah, those are kind of my thoughts. I'm just so excited, and I like that it gave us a release date, and I'm just beyond excited for Game of Thrones.
Yeah, it was a good trailer filled with dialogue from the previous seasons and whatnot. I don't buy much into teaser trailers. It's just another way of generating hype. But I'm more excited to see just an actual trailer for this season. But again, it was really cool to see that graphics, as you said, with the sigils fighting each other. But
What I really liked,
Yeah.
sorry to interrupt you.
no worries.
So all the sigils were together. They were all in one piece. And then it melts down and becomes part of a White Walker eye. So what it's meaning is that all this shit that's going on between all the legions and Game of Thrones, none of that matters because winter has arrived and everybody's fucked. That's kind of what that teaser trailer was. And the quotes from the past were awesome, but there's a lot to be excited about.
Yeah.
And there's going to be huge. I think what I want from Season 7 is just fucking war the whole time. Usually Game of Thrones does the 4-episode build-up before shit starts to go down. And I don't want that. This season's shorter, too, I believe.
7 episodes.
Yeah, so I think it's just going to be a war the whole time. And then Season 8, which is going to be the final season, is just all wrap-up.
Okay.
It's all falling action, and it's just going to be the end. We're going to see just kind of more of the politics and what kind of happens after the big wars, So
Yeah,
Totally.
It'll be good. Now, Dan, usually we imbibe some alcoholic beverages here on the show while we're recording. What are we drinking this week? Dan got to pick the drinks this week.
I picked the drinks this week. I made them, and
What are we having?
we're drinking White Russians, and I'll tell you what, man, pretty goddamn good.
Now, what goes into this beverage here?
Your boy puts in half a shot of vodka, and I'm using Absolute vodka.
Okay.
and then cream coffee, alcoholic cream coffee. So you can use either Kahlua or Bailey's. We're using Kahlua. Kind of has a sweeter taste.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
But and then you throw some milk on top of that.
Milk or cream?
Milk or cream. Milk is a substitute for cream, but
It's a bit
we're
lighter.
we're using milk. But yeah, this is goddamn good, and
It's a good sipping.
Yeah.
It's a good sipping drink, you know? It's
you feel kind of like, like you're drinking chocolate milk, but you're still kind of getting the head buzz.
Oh yeah.
And it's something that's good to drink. Like, I mean, I think we all drank last night, did we not?
Yeah, we all drank heavily.
Okay, yeah, like I felt like fucking shit this morning, and like we're already drinking again. I made my first Russian at noon, and I was good to go. So
It's delicious.
it's a good drink to get your day started again after you went drinking the night before.
Part of a balanced diet, ladies and gentlemen. The White Russians. It's on the food pyramid, you know.
Yeah, the Caucasian.
The Caucasian.
well, they have the dark Russians, too.
What's in that? Do you know?
That's just that's just chocolate milk instead.
I'm pretty
Dude,
sure.
that sounds good.
Yeah,
Okay.
that'd be really sweet though. That'd be like way too sweet.
And moving into our next topic, we saw a movie the other day. We saw Kong Skull Island. And so we're going to give you a small segment of a spoiler-free review, and we'll later get into spoilers where we talk about the plot and things like that. So starting now, spoiler-free, what did you guys think of the movie?
It was a really, good action giant monster fucking King Kong movie, I mean, after Peter Jackson's King Kong in 2005, you kind of do well introducing this Kong who's going to fight Godzilla. And they're kind of making a huge monster universe with them, and it was good, I mean, that Godzilla, I think it matches up to Godzilla well. I'd say I enjoyed it as much as Godzilla. And those two are going to fight now. I thought it was a good, introductory story of this King Kong and the humans that are involved with him. So I enjoyed it. The acting was, the actors were good. Some of the acting was,
Some of the minor characters were
Yeah.
a little... Like the kid from Project X. He was kind of shitty.
He was terrible. He was awful. And then that guy gets his arm ripped off.
Oh, I can't think of that guy. I can't place him, but I've seen him in stuff before, and he's in Silver Linings Playbook. He plays Bradley Cooper's friend in it, and he's a good actor, but he was just kind of a whiny bitch in this movie. And
He deserved to get his arm ripped off by a fucking dinosaur bird creature.
spoiler, but people die in this movie, guys. Personally, I also enjoyed this movie. I was very hyped about a month ago, and then it kind of toned down a little bit. And then overall, I enjoyed it. It was a very fast-paced story. Like Dan said, the acting was pretty good. The action's really good. There's
I
a
agree.
lot of fun Kong scenes in here.
I mean, there's a giant ape gorilla. Well, Kong was more of a chimp-looking ape in this than he was a gorilla-looking. But there's a lot of fun scenes of him just breaking shit and fucking killing shit and fucking taking a shit. It's great.
There were no Kong poops anywhere on Skull Island. I wish we could have seen something like
big
that.
negative.
Yeah.
Big negative. I also like the other
Movie sucks because of that.
I also
hate
like
it.
the other creatures they incorporated. I thought they were cool. Yeah, it was. You had some really. I do have some problems with it. Like, it's not a perfect movie. It's a fun block. Like I said yesterday to you guys, kind of like Jurassic World. Not
Yeah.
amazing like
Yeah.
the original, but good movie. Like Peter Jackson's movie is definitely better story-wise, in my opinion. But there's a lot of fun stuff and some good performances. The leads were kind of Tom Hiddleston and Brie Larson were pretty one-note characters, I thought.
Yeah.
For the caliber of actors they are, I was kind of disappointed with what they did. I really liked Sam Jackson. He was kind of like Captain Ahab in this movie. He was like determined to take out Kong, and I thought a lot of his fellow soldiers were also really good. So yeah, overall, sometimes the comedy was flat, but I'm not going to gripe it too much. It served its point. It was an enjoyable movie, and it wasn't trying to be something that it wasn't.
This movie is a very serviceable blockbuster. If you're looking for something to see, I highly recommend it. I couldn't say more than these guys just did, but absolutely, it's a good movie. So if you need something to see, go see it. I couldn't recommend it more. Now, getting into Uncharted spoiler territory here, ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't seen Kong and you don't want to get spoiled, this is the point where you turn off the podcast and go live your life. Now,
come back.
Well, yeah, obviously keep listening. We need you. Please don't leave us. If we're getting into spoiler territory here, do you guys want to have anything to say on the movie?
Well, this isn't your typical Kong movie. He doesn't go to New York. He doesn't climb the fucking Empire State Building and get shot and killed at the end. That's not what it's about. It's introducing Kong to a bigger world that Godzilla we've already seen. And it's there was a post-credit scene, and that introduced Godzilla into the Kong movie, and we're gonna have some really fun blockbusters going forward with this Godzilla Kong kind of whole franchise here. So I'm excited for the future of it, and holy shit, Brie Larson.
She's a nice looking lady.
Yeah, I'd like to hold hands with her.
I'd have a conversation with her.
Yeah, I'd compliment her shoes.
I bet she smells nice.
Did you guys also, a little more spoilery, because we're just going to get into how hot Brie Larson is, and that's not spoilers.
No.
Because that's well known already. Did you guys also feel like some of the deaths were like really anticlimactic?
Of the people?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think they were kind of meant to be funny.
Some of them were.
It was kind of a weird tone.
They tried to like introduce us to these characters and get us to care, but I found myself laughing at more than one death during the film. Dude, the guy with the fucking grenades. Who plays him?
Shea Wiggum. He's in a lot of shit.
Yeah, he's definitely like that guy. He's kind of like Bill Paxton, though. Like, you just kind of know him as that guy.
He's really good in the movie, too.
So he's kind of the only character that kind of gets developed, but then he's like, for whatever fucking reason, at the end, the surviving people are trying to get off of Skull Island, and a giant skull crawler, which is like a dinosaur thing, is like chasing after him. And all of a sudden, through fucking 2 hours of movie, this guy is just like, go on, live your life, son. And he's talking to like his other war buddies and shit. Just all of a sudden, he just decides, hey, I'm gonna die. Like he just decides that he takes out 2 fucking grenades from his belt, and he just he fucking unpins them, and he's holding them, and he's fucking walking towards the fucking dinosaur, and then like you think it's gonna blow up in the dinosaur, and he's gonna be a noble death. The skull crawler fucking whips its tail around and slingshots him against the wall of a cliff, and he dies in a fiery explosion. And I laughed for a minute. It wasn't supposed to be funny, but
it was hilarious.
It was really funny, and I was kind of disappointed because I was like, that guy was super cool, and they set him up as kind of like the father figure, and he just gets fucked by a tail.
Yeah,
and it's like, there's good ways and bad ways to get killed by a wall in a Kong movie. In King Kong 2005, Mr. Hayes, he's noble. He walks out in front of everyone while they're at the log with his Thompson, fires into the dark abyss. Kong comes out, grabs him, and then he says his last words to Jamie Bell's character. Kong fucking baseball throws him against the wall, and Mr. Hayes falls and dies. That was a cool death, and they had a good score playing with it. This was hilarious.
Yeah.
And they both kind of served that same role. It was kind of funny.
Yeah. Another thing, too, Samuel L. Jackson's character. For, like, how fucking badass he was the entire movie, he just anticlimactically gets fucking crushed by fucking Kong's fist.
Die, you motherfucker.
Yeah, like Samuel L. gets his motherfucker in there. Well, it's more like motherfucker, and then he dies. But that's where it fit in. But still, a funny death, considering those 2 guys were developed. They were fighting a Nam, and they both seem to have their own motives, and then they died in a very funny way. And I don't know if that was the point, but like, I don't know. I mean, it was funny.
The characters in this movie were just kind of wasted, and if you look on the reviews online, one of the biggest things everyone says is that the characters were kind of all one note, as you said, Mike, one note, one-dimensional. They don't really add much to the movie, but there's almost an influx of characters. There's almost too many to the point where we can't really get any development with them, and the movie suffers because of that. But again, still would recommend it. It's a fun movie.
I loved that Sam Jackson played Sam Jackson. He had all the lines that Sam Jackson has. He literally probably walked on set and they're like, Mr. Jackson, we got a script for you. You're going to play this Vietnam vet. He goes, oh, fuck all that. I'm going to play myself and do my quotable lines and say things like bitch, please, and hold on to your butts and motherfucker. And it was. I like Sam Jackson, but I just found it funny that he played Sam Jackson.
I think one of the coolest scenes in the film was when they're flying through the fucking storm to get to Skull Island, and he's just talking about Icarus.
Yeah.
And he's like, Icarus' wings were made of wax. He flew too close to the sun, and they melted. He couldn't fly no more.
Oh, and then he's like,
good taxpayers. And he says something about President Nixon. He's like, they have supplied us with big helicopters, and their wings are made of not like
Pennsylvania steel.
Pennsylvania steel.
Yeah.
And man. I don't remember what he said.
It was
but
good.
He's like,
But
no,
it
but
was,
then
it
he's
was
like,
so cool because, like, he's just calming everybody down. Everybody's freaking out. There's fucking red lightning and shit. And everybody's freaking out. There's rain and fucking shit just flying everywhere. And then Sam Jackson's, like, angry yet soothing voice just gets them all through that storm.
It was
And
nice.
it's
and
really
also
cool.
he's like, and we ain't gonna fly too close to the sun because we're not a bunch of dumbasses.
But yeah, it was like fun. Those kind of moments brought you back into it despite its pitfalls.
I'd watch it again.
Yeah, but like final thoughts, guys. Anything you'd like to add?
It's entertaining movie. What wasn't as good as some of the other King Kong movies have been, but a fun blockbuster, and there's plenty to enjoy here. If you go into this movie and you're like choosing not to have fun if you don't enjoy some moments in it. You're just being an asshole.
Don't be a dick.
You can not enjoy it, but like there's good moments in there.
Yeah.
Like, if you call it out for the things that, you find are the downfalls to it, like the characters being one-dimensional, if you say, like, oh, this movie sucks because of that, you're kind of just an asshole, Like, it's a King Kong movie, Like, get over yourself.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm to close out my thoughts on it, I'm really excited for the future of this, and I want to see Kong versus Godzilla. It's going to be awesome. But also, since it is King Kong, I still do want to see a rendition of him climbing a tall building, and it's us that kill him rather than Godzilla.
We'll get it at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I think Kong wins that fight with Godzilla.
We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
We'll see. 2020.
20
I
man.
I think it's rumored.
We're gonna be older.
Yeah.
Now this week's random topic comes to us from Dan.
Hello.
Now, Dan, what have you got for us this week?
Well, I was getting a sandwich at Pickleman's earlier this week.
A sandwich shop here in Columbia, Missouri.
Might have been Monday or Tuesday. And the guys behind the counter are debating about breakfast and how they like their eggs and what they do with their biscuits and gravy.
Their mornings.
Yeah. And I'm just kind of like, well, this is how I do it, if you don't mind me getting into this conversation.
Kick it off. Do it.
And here's my thing. So
We'll clarify people what you're telling them.
the way I start my morning
There we go.
is, this will get into breakfast. This will get into my
We'll
ideal
get there.
breakfast.
Yeah.
But the way I start my morning is I get up after, either a long night of sleep or a short night of sleep. As of recently, more short nights of sleep than long nights of sleep. I wake up about half an hour before I really should get up, just so I can sit in my bed, lay down, ponder whether or not I want to get up and change the world today in the only way I know possible. And I'm like, hey, is getting out of bed worth it? It's going to cost you a lot of money to pay for these classes later on in life. Is it worth going to? And then once I finally, win the war against myself and get out of bed and I'm fucking done fucking around on Twitter and Facebook looking through the fucking same shit for the 40th time of the morning, then I get up. And then I look myself in the mirror and I say, what's going on here? And I turn on the shower, and I once again, I'm just sitting there waiting for the water to get warm. Sometimes it doesn't if it takes me longer to get out of bed than it does Mike here, because sometimes the hot water goes to Mike's shower before it comes to mine. But then
We could shower together to save that.
no.
Yeah, be economic here, guys.
No. And then,
You're just friends.
No, this is the first time in my life where I've ever had my own bathroom, so I'm going to do whatever the fuck I want.
It's freedom.
Yeah. Whether it's cold water or hot water, I enjoy it. I enjoy the freedom.
Or lukewarm.
Yeah.
It's always fine.
But, so after another war with myself on why the fuck I'm looking at myself in the mirror, I throw some music on. On Fridays, I throw on Axel F by Harold Faltermeyer, the theme song from Beverly Hills Cop. But that's just on Fridays. Typically, I'll change up between Johnny Cash, Frank Sinatra, or just good old 80s pop. And occasionally Chance the Rapper. Occasionally. And I'll shower to that. And then I'll jump out of the shower. I'll dry off. Throw on my contacts. Then put on some clothes. Then I go and I prepare breakfast. But since I'm poor and I don't really have a fucking omelet station here, I just eat a protein bar and a glass of milk or juice or just water.
That's all you need.
And then I go back into my room and I watch YouTube videos for about 15 minutes. And then I brush my teeth. And then I put on my shoes.
It's funny how a morning routine can usually be summed up into one sentence, but we're seeing how far we can go here.
Well, there's so many layers to it.
And then after I put on my shoes, I make sure I got all my shit together to put in my backpack to go to class that day. And then I do one last check to make sure I don't need anything. I grab my headphones, and then I turn my light off. I lock my bedroom door, and then I meet Mike out here in the living room, and we take the bus to campus.
Ryan, you go next.
Okay, I'll walk you through it.
Show me the love.
Most mornings I wake up at around 6. I like to get up early and get to class way too early.
Get up and get off early.
Yeah. But what I do is I wake up early. A lot of times my roommate is gone in the morning. I don't know where he sleeps. I gotta ask him. That's another story for a different day. And I'll wake up. I'll derobe and get up in the shower. I like a good, nice hot shower.
Do a little dance before you get in.
It depends.
I just kind of picture you like jumping out of bed, like fucking like doing like the little dance, and then you do like the magic movie scene where you're like about to get in the shower and you do like the very exaggerated, like you just take the robe off, let it fall to the ground by itself, like then you just whip your hair back, and I'm just picturing that.
Yeah,
Sorry, that's why I laughed.
Now we're in the shower. What's next?
Well, I usually get a steaming shower. I like to be boiled when I'm showered in the mornings, and I lather myself and I use my salon quality shampoo because that's how I live my fucking life, and that's always nice. You wash the face. You get up in your spaces.
Your ass crack.
Yeah, you gotta. I mean,
And your gooch.
of course. And
You need a clean gooch.
if I need a shave, I give a shave because I can't grow a beard, so I gotta keep it from going into disgusting neck beard. And I'll get dressed for the day. I'll head to class, and I'll go to the dining halls here. And because I have a particular schedule and I get places at particular times, oftentimes I'll find people that have the same sort of morning routine. And when I'm in the dining hall, I notice at the same time I get there every day, there's this girl who's very, very tiny. And one day I notice what she's eating, and she's putting away like a record amount of food, right? And this is actually like a darker story here. This is not going to be a fun story.
Oh God.
Okay, let's get
this
a
is
little
going somewhere.
serious here
Yeah.
during our silly topic.
And so I noticed this small girl, and she's putting away like record amounts of food. And I want to give her a high five and be like, "You're God."
Wait, what records
Like
is she
like
having?
plates upon plates of just like obscene amounts of food. And I'm like, "You're amazing."
Does she wear the ribbon around?
The ribbon?
Yeah, if she won an award, then
Oh,
Okay,
no,
okay.
no.
Let him go.
She's been nominated. She hasn't won the award, okay?
All right.
And so I see this happen, and I watch this happen week after week for the past month and a half, right? And then I finally put it together. She eats like this every single day, but yet she's very, very small and thin. And then I kind of got depressed one morning, and I realized, oh my God, this girl, I think, might be bulimic or having an eating disorder of some sort. And it really like hit home, and it just kind of put me in the situation. What do you do when you see something like that? As a stranger, I can't say like I want to help or just anything like that. That's not my place. But like you see someone hurting themselves like this, what do I do?
Are you like 100% certain that's what's going on?
I really couldn't be more
Ryan?
certain. If she ate like that every day, she would be so much bigger.
Ryan?
Unless she's like a swimmer.
You have a really good heart.
Mm-hmm.
But
Thank
this
you.
is supposed to be your morning routine. Who gives a shit what you
This is part of my morning routine, Dan. This is part of
No,
it.
no, he thinks about this every morning.
If she's doing what she's got to do to look good, you know.
All right, Jesus.
Gotta let her do her thing.
No,
yeah,
I mean, like, if you want to go say something to her, go ahead. But, like, if I had an eating disorder, I don't know if I'd want a stranger telling me.
That's exactly why I don't do anything.
There's probably a person in her life who could tell her, but is refusing not to, or she just isn't seeking the proper help.
Yeah.
So that's
fucking sad.
But yeah, after that I go to class, so that's my morning routine. Our thoughts and prayers to that girl. Hope she gets her help. Mike, what's your morning routine?
So my-
talking about bulimic
Hey,
individuals.
it was part of my life, and
It
I want
is.
to share
He thinks
okay?
about it
You know?
every morning.
You know,
Jesus.
So I wake up in the morning, and
Put the tissue.
and my alarm is buzzing, and I turn off the alarm, and I contemplate smothering myself with a pillow.
Jesus Christ.
And
As one should.
because I just can't. Sometimes I just really. That's how far class pushes me. And then once I roll out of bed, I get nude, and then I get nude, and then I sit on the toilet and take a shit, and then I go on IMDb and ESPN, see what's the haps, and then once I've gone through everything, wipe my asshole, turn on the shower,
Step by step.
yeah.
I turn on the shower, hop in the shower, take all the hot water from Dan, and then I get out
He admits it.
and
He's doing it on purpose.
we got it on recording, folks.
I brush my teeth, and then go get dressed, go sit in bed, open up my computer, do the bullshit. I got to tweet twice a day for J2150, so I do that while I drink coffee on an empty stomach, which I'm just starting to realize is horrible and probably why I'm addicted to coffee.
Wait, do you brush your teeth before you eat breakfast?
I don't eat in the morning.
Why not?
Well, that's why I'm starting a new routine. This is actually true.
Breakfast is the most important meal of the
Yeah.
way, or of the day. Serving it up Gary's way. Blah.
What's that
SpongeBob
from?
quote?
SpongeBob.
Yeah.
Nice.
So, yeah, I am gonna start getting a breakfast in the morning, so I stop binge eating throughout the day at certain points. It's no good. So, yeah, so that I kind of do go on the computer, drink coffee on an empty stomach, which is horrible because that's why I have to drink 3 or 4 throughout the day. And
A wholehearted breakfast eliminates snacking throughout the day.
yeah, that's why I gotta get on that shit. And then
Except you got a lot of snack packs underneath your bed there.
I do, and if you guys want some, go ahead.
Please submit a tweet or Facebook post to this Creatively Challenged podcast if you want us to send you a pudding cup. We're not going to, but it'd
No,
be
we'll
fun.
do it. We could get some Amazon boxes.
We will mail you a pudding. Please, write in, tweet
those-
us, anything.
Pudding doesn't expire for like a long time.
I don't know.
So we could.
Yeah, it is a long time.
Yeah, so we could send them.
All right, we'll see about that, ladies and gentlemen. That's the
Make a
tentative plan.
profit on this shit.
I've got some bread to get rid of too.
If anyone needs our old groceries that are gonna go bad, we'll hit you up.
We'll send you groceries. The bread might be bad by the time it gets to you, but
Oh,
That's
and
right.
fault.
The one last thing in my morning routine, actually, I forgot. When I get out of the shower, I ask Siri, what's the temperature outside?
oh, I do the same thing.
And then she tells me, and regardless of what her answer is, I get pissed because of her stupid fucking animatronic voice. It's something I put myself through every day to just get mad at Siri.
Why? Siri is there to help you. And
Because I
assist
need
you.
I need to get my anger out on somebody before I go out into the world, and that's what Siri is serving her purpose
Fair
for.
enough. Fair enough.
All right.
Now,
So we've done the routine talk.
I wanted to add one more thing, actually.
Oh, sure. More
I had-
bulimia or anorexia.
No.
or
This is separate.
fucking.
One of my life's goals is to master the art of living. I've always been seeking new ways to make life go easier.
You and everybody else, pal.
Yeah, and it goes through. But one of the biggest improvements I've ever made on my life, and I urge everyone, I beseech thee to try this, is brushing your teeth in the shower. It is a one-stop shop to make everything clean, and it's all over with. You don't have to worry about any of the toothpaste getting in your mouth. It's all there.
See,
and as soon as you step out, you're totally clean.
My thing is like the
I might
shower.
try that.
It's so good.
The shower is part of me waking up.
Mm-hmm.
I do the shower, I get dressed, I eat breakfast, and then I brush my teeth. See, like if I do the brushing my teeth while I'm in the shower, then I'm brushing my teeth before I eat.
Okay.
Which is just not fucking right. There are some people out in this world who fucking do that. Wanna know what you're doing? You brush your teeth, you immediately dirty them again, and if you have onions for breakfast or some shit or whatever the fuck you're shoving up your ass, then
That's how
Goes
you
through the
eat.
mouth,
Yeah.
you know
not the shithole.
your breath is gonna fucking stink, you know?
True.
Like that's why you brush your teeth after you eat.
That's why I carry mints around.
Yeah, or gum. But like, yeah, they're just it's just one of the things.
Bad breath is pretty bad. Also, smelly hair is something.
Yeah, like
Hair
wash
can
your hair.
smell?
Yeah. Yeah,
Oh.
like wash it, you know?
Yeah, I mean,
some,
always wash yourself.
Some girl comes into class and you could tell she was out the night before and she hasn't washed herself.
Ew.
And she had a one night stand and she's just skanky sitting there in class smelling up the room.
That's
Oh,
disgusting.
male or female. I'm sorry to you guys out there that are assholes.
Well, males can smell too. I mean,
We smell the most.
fucking my little brother like sometimes just goes fucking 4 days without showering. I'm like, you
Oh,
go to
God.
football and come back. Like, why the fuck don't you shower?
That's gross.
Like, what the fuck?
That is really filthy.
Yeah, I know, and he sleeps, so like his sheets are filthy.
Ugh.
Yeah. So like it's just fucking gross and fucking assholes and they're fucking, like fucking eating their breakfast fucking after they brush their teeth and not showering. Those are the same type of people, Fuck them.
Wash yourself and eat breakfast, everyone. But Dan, you were getting into something before I talked about brushing your teeth in the shower here.
Yeah.
Now, what were you getting on there?
The ideal breakfast, Ryan.
The
like
ideal
if you had
breakfast.
the choice of just fucking eating breakfast like every day, like the same way because it's so goddamn good.
Oh, I'll kick this fucker off.
All right. What's
So-
your ideal breakfast?
So, I have a cup of coffee and a cup of water. Not surprising that either of those are there. And then, it's simple. A lot of people like what? What'd you say?
You said it's simple, and I said we
Kill the Batman. Yeah, that works. That works. And then, but after that, I'm not too complicated. I like a bacon, egg, and cheese on a bagel breakfast sandwich, and that'd kick my morning off every day because you got everything on that sandwich. And that's kind of my ideal breakfast. Really simple, not an omelet, not fucking cut up oranges because I'm not a vegan asshole. So, Yeah, that's mine, Ryan.
Now,
How about you?
I have a question about this. Is this like the dream breakfast we wish we could have every day, or
Yeah,
like what?
a breakfast you really like that if
Oh.
you could have every day you would. I'm
Okay.
assuming that's what you were
Yes.
getting at. Yeah.
Jesus. Well, I mean, I love like the healthy options, like yogurt's great, oatmeal and things. But like if I could have,
Fuck that.
hey, you like what you like, and I'll like what I like, man. All right, we'll keep it there. But
If you could have any breakfast,
no,
Hold on,
ever,
hold on.
I'm getting there.
every day.
I know,
Hold
no,
on,
I'm getting
hold
there.
on.
I'm getting
Choose
there. No,
yogurt.
it's
He said what's
obviously
healthy.
it is
Oh.
clearly like you get bacon, eggs, or some sort of meat like option, whether it be bacon, sausage, or ham, and then you get your eggs, and then you get your hash browns. It's so good with some toasts and a coffee.
How can you have any pudding if you don't eat your meat?
You gotta have your meat.
All right, go.
But that's absolutely what I have, like a classic American type breakfast. There's nothing better than that. I mean, of course, maybe like pancakes or something, but this is an everyday meal in the ideal situation. But I don't eat that every day because
Why?
if I did, I think my heart would die.
Hey,
At a certain point.
At a certain
that
point.
happens to everybody.
Yeah.
to quote a great friend of all of ours, Clint Nooner, I'd rather die the way I eat than live the way you eat.
Did
And
we
the
not
ye-
quote that in the first episode?
We might have.
I think we
could
might have.
But Clint Nooner was speaking to his like dietitian or something.
Yeah,
fucking
yeah, nutritionist or
yeah,
doctor.
nutritionist, like somebody who's got a degree for what they do. And Clint just basically told him to fuck off because, everybody should just live like Clint Nooner.
But everyone should still shower. I want to make that clear. We
Yeah,
talked
and,
about that
brush
earlier.
and brush your teeth after
Please.
you eat.
Yeah.
Okay, but my ideal breakfast, Ryan. My ideal breakfast, I fucking love skillets.
Oh yeah.
But I kind of like ordering all the stuff like separately and then just throwing it onto one plate and fucking it all up myself. So I'll get a skillet. Just eggs, hash browns, like bacon and sausage, right? And then throw all that shit together. And then you get an order of biscuits and gravy. Throw that in there.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Throw that on top, fuck it up just so it's all good and nice and tasty. And then you get a side of chocolate chip pancakes and then water as my drink. I typically
Ryan's going to pee, guys.
Going to pee.
I typically don't like like milk or juice when I'm having my ideal breakfast because that's just too heavy.
So just water?
And all that food needs to be, have room in my stomach, and water is the easiest thing to help that break down. But yeah, no, I would absolutely eat that because you can get all of that stuff at any breakfast place, like ever. Well, except Dunkin', but I fucking love Dunkin'. Usually my go-to order at Dunkin' is like an iced coffee, maybe, and if I'm not getting donuts, then I'll get a.
So is this on the Dunkin' Donuts now?
Well, yeah. I mean, I'll get back into my ideal breakfast in a second, but now I'm thinking about Dunkin'. Fucking sausage, egg, and cheese sandwich on a croissant. Or a bagel. Just kind of depends. But, yeah, Dunkin' Donuts is fucking great.
It's amazing how fast your mind just wandered there.
I know, and now I'm just thinking about Dunkin', but oh my god, Dunkin's so good. All right, so back to my ideal breakfast here. So, yeah, I mean, and then here's the thing when you're throwing all that fucking slop down your fucking trap. So you got the eggs, you've got bacon, you've got sausage, you've got ham, you've got cheese, you've got fucking hash browns, fucking biscuits and gravy, and a side order of chocolate chip pancakes going down the hatch. So, chocolate chip pancakes are sweet. The reason you get those is to change up the flavor and have something sweet after everything that you're doing. But you can get very tired of the egg hash brown fucking meat mess that it is. So when it gets later into the breakfast and you're the last one with food at the table, then you drip some hot sauce in there, stir that shit around, and it's pretty good, man. Changes up the flavor and gets a little spice in there so you can finish that meal and go be fat for a couple hours, just sit on the couch, watch some television, and then take a big dump, and then
Good to go.
and then you can get your day started.
I mean, some of us forgot to mention it. I mean, Mike got onto it, but like pooping is also one of the most important things about the morning routine. You got to get
I
that out
have
of
to.
there.
Okay,
No, if I
there-
don't shit, I'm like pissed off.
There's no better.
I'm not joking because I'm gonna have to shit during class then.
Yeah.
There's no better dump than the morning dump.
Yeah, it's a great way to start the day. You know,
It's the only way to start the day, Ryan.
of course, it's the only way. All right, and that is this week's podcast. Remember to rate and subscribe on iTunes. Please check out our YouTube channel as well. Links will be provided in the description. We are also on Twitter and Facebook. Please like
we are.
and follow us and all that jazz.
You like jazz?
Any final thoughts, gentlemen?
No. That was see you guys next week. We'll be talking about Beauty and the Beast, right, Dan?
We will, and it'll be post St. Patty's Day, and we're having a party on Friday night. So if you're in the area, get in contact with us. You might want to swing by this party, but we'll be more hungover than we usually are, and we'll see you guys next week. Give us some positive ratings, and love you guys. See you next week.
Absolutely. And as always, thank you for listening.
What if God was one of us? Just a slob like one of us.